Hey yo, I'm Sid Fly and you're watching Alt Fly. So I was having a conversation with some of my black friends about politics, and it kind of occurred on me that a lot of black people have a bunch of really Republican beliefs, but for some reason black people are never Republicans. So I got to thinking, why aren't black people Republicans if they feel this kind of way? A lot of black people were Republicans for a long time. It was the party of emancipation, the party of Lincoln. Hell, even the revolutionary Nat Turner was a Republican. How bad did the Republicans fuck up to run black people away that fast? So I'm gonna ask some questions and let you answer them for yourself and see, are you a black Republican? Come fly with me through a history lesson of black Republicans. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit of history. As far back as the 1800s, black people were Republicans. It wasn't until around the 1920s that started to change, when Franklin D. Roosevelt put in what he called the New Deal to help out minorities and all these people hurt by the economy crash of the Great Depression, and this was a Democrat, remind you, and that's when blacks started to lean more Democratic. Franklin D., you know what I'm saying, give him the D. Roosevelt. However, even in the 60s, when civil rights came around, about 1/3 of blacks were still Republicans. What happened? Here's the straw that broke the camel's back. Herbert Hoover started to replace high-ranking black people in the Republican Party so he can garner more votes from the whites in the South who was against equal and civil rights. The camel totally exploded when the GOP nominated Barry Goldwater, who is strictly for getting rid of civil rights. And since then, most blacks have voted Democrat. But here's the question I ask. Are we still mad at them for that? Or did we just forget there's several areas where black people still agree with the Republican Party? Now here's a scenario. You in the club, popping bottles with you and your people who's had a hard work week. You see a guy on the other side of velvet ropes. He only got one drink. Now he's drinking water. Now, I'm pretty sure you feel compassion for this guy. But here's the question. Do you let him inside the velvet ropes? Do you give him a drink? What if he decides that he can just pick up the bottle and pour a drink anytime he wants? Do you allow him to let his friends in and pour them drinks? Now, if I choose to do that, that's fine and dandy. However, I don't want the bouncer coming up to me in my velvet ropes and telling me, hey, Sid, you need to share this bottle with all of these other people. That's called redistribution of wealth. And that's how the Democrats think. How much am I compelled to share of what I worked hard for? He didn't come in at hour number 8 when I worked a 12-hour day. Now I know everybody's circumstances aren't the same and people go through tough times. So if you think like me, hey, if I want to grab a hot chick and give her some of my bottle, that's cool. But I don't want the bouncer coming in and telling me I have to share my bottle with him and all of his homeboys. You might be a black Republican. Here's another scenario, and we're gonna stay in the club with this one. You go up to the club, saw a kind of police already in the parking lot. You walk to the line, it's a bouncer like, single file, everybody, single file. You walk to the first bouncer, he starts to search it. Second bouncer gives you the metallic wand and looks in your girl's purse. Third bouncer takes your ID, you walk in the club. Now you're in the club and you're in an aggy mood and you wonder why some shit pops off. Because half the people are already aggravated before they got in there. End of the night, you get out of the club and there's cops everywhere just waiting to make sure you get home safe. Club number 2, you get out, nobody around, one bouncer sitting at the door. You walk up to that bouncer, show him your ID, and you walk in. Which club you rather be in? Most black people have been to those 2 different types of clubs. Wink, wink, wink. Now, one of them shows bigger government, and that's gonna be club number 1. What they're worried about is making sure that they're taken care of. You don't wreck their place. They don't lose their club or their liquor license. Club number 2, they're invested in you enjoying yourself and going, hey, you're an adult, you can control yourself, we don't have to put all of this pressure on you to control yourself. Now, something happens, somebody steps on your Jordans, you know what? You're having a good night. You're in a good mood. You're not worrying about it. Nobody made you share your bottle. Hey, guy, it's okay. Get on over there. Well, the Democrats want larger government. The Republicans want smaller government. For example, one of the big things I talked about now, and one of the reasons we have the Black Lives Matter movement, is because of cops killing innocent black people. Cops are just officials of the government. However, the reason we have so many cops on the street out there serving and protecting is due to bigger government. If you don't want a lot of cops out there shooting black people and would much rather be in a place where people let you be an adult and make your own decisions without trying to herd you like some sheep, you may be a black Republican. Okay, on this last one, I'm not gonna give you a scenario. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about things. And this is about guns. Now I'm gonna walk on eggshells because I know guns is a very hot topic, especially with what happened recently with another school shooting. Now, most Democrats want to take the guns out of everyone's hand. And I understand with all the gun violence, why that would seem like the thing to do. Let's talk about the history of guns. First off, guns are there to protect ourselves from tyranny, whether foreign or domestic. And if I don't have a gun, then who's there to protect me? The cops. The same people we just talked about is killing black people at an alarming rate. So am I supposed to put all my trust in someone who wants to kill me or lock me up? Another reason why blacks left the Republican Party is because Reagan in the 70s wanted to take away gun rights from the Black Panthers. And the Black Panthers' whole point was, we need guns to protect our people. Now, let's talk about the NRA. Now, I'm not saying everything's great about the NRA. I'm not even a big proponent of the NRA. However, part of history was teaching blacks about guns and giving them guns so they could protect themselves and get out of slavery. Everyone should be educated on guns and gun laws. For example, every little kid has a knife in his house. But by the time they're 5, 6 years old, they know how to use a knife because you teach them, you don't run with that knife. You don't hold this in the knife. You don't do that with the knife. So by knowing more about guns and having more gun knowledge, which is maybe a Republican thing to say, it's gonna bring about more gun safety, not taking everybody's guns. All I'm asking, give me the choice. Don't take away my guns and put my life in the hands of someone who might kill me. All right, now I know some of y'all are going, wow, am I really Republican? I'm not telling you you're Republican or Democrat. You don't have to be way on the left. You don't have to be way on the right. Be who you are. All I'm saying is, look at the facts and find out. You can be a Republican and vote for a person that's a Democrat if his beliefs stack up to yours. You can be a Democrat and vote for a Republican. It's all about who shares the beliefs that you care about. Another thing, a lot of people say they don't vote for president because the president vote is not in their hands. Well, you know what? You know when your vote really does count? In your local elections. You don't like the cops in your area? Get a new police chief. You feel the schools are underfunded? Vote out the superintendent. That's all I'm saying. Call your favorite political pundits and be like, hey, Sid Fly does a way better job and made this way easier for me to understand than you do. Don't forget to subscribe, check out other videos, like, share, tell your friends. I'm Sid Fly, you're watching All Fly. Hope you enjoyed your flight through the voting process.